like happy path flow. So see, that is a recorded video. So I have recorded for 2 to 3 minutes. So see, I'm going to explain that proper explanation. See, if for suppose there are some different types of modules are there, you guys can see. So in these three different types of modules, what we are going to do is in smoke testing, we can call it as end-to-end flow, or we can call it as happy path flow or positive flow. Positive flow means nothing but a per suppose if you guys are clicking on here, the page is redirected to this particular page. Okay. Now here you need to click on this page, the page is redirected to here or not. Okay, see here why we need to perform this, we can call it as smoke testing means nothing but a whether the application is working fine or not, whether we can start testing or not. Okay, for suppose for this module you have created 20 test cases, and for this module you have created 20 test cases. Okay, and for this module you have created 20 test cases. Okay, now you guys need to execute these test cases, guys. You guys need to execute these test cases. How you guys are going to execute? Okay, so first this smoke testing is passed, then only we are going to perform this execution. Okay, so without smoke testing pass, we cannot execute test cases. Okay, for suppose if you guys are performing smoke testing, happy path flow, maybe here you guys are find out one showstopper defects. Showstopper is nothing but we can simply call it as blocker defects. If you guys are find out blocker defects here, okay, so then what will happen? You guys are executed 20 test cases here, but if you guys are remaining 40 test cases are pending due to this blocker issue. Okay, so manager was asking what is the testing status. Okay, now you guys are saying that 20 test cases are executed and 40 test cases are remaining. We find out one blocker issue. So that blocker issue is fixed so that we can going to execute remaining 40 test cases. But here what will happen? The manager asking why you guys are not performing smoke testing. If you guys are performing smoke testing in initial stage, okay, then we cannot find out. So we cannot start execution, right? Okay, see, whenever you guys are find out these two topper defects, now you guys need to send the applications to the customers. Okay, so developers, how we are going to send? So we can say that, see, smoke testing got failed. You guys need to mention smoke testing failed, and whatever the screenshot, this screenshot, you guys need to attach here and send the email to developers. Okay, you guys can mention, see, smoke testing got failed. Okay, then what will happen? Now we did not start test cases. Whenever this smoke testing got passed, then only we are going to perform actual testing. This is called actual testing. Actual testing means we are going to execute the test cases. We are going to execute the test cases. You guys are understand? Any questions here?
Clear, sir.
Okay, see, but here you guys can see, whenever we are going to explain what is smoke testing is nothing but a, you can see, I'm going to give some of the examples here. Smoke testing is nothing but a, whenever the build is deployed into testing environment, whenever the build is deployed into testing environment, then we can perform smoke testing. Then we can perform smoke testing. Why we need to perform smoke testing means whether the given build is ready for testing or not. whether the given build is ready for testing or not. Okay, see, in interviews they are going to ask what is smoke testing, or sometimes they are call it as what is build verification testing. Okay, so here I'm going to provide one more question. When we can perform smoke testing? When we can perform smoke testing? Okay, so when we can perform smoke testing means whenever the build is deployed into testing environment. Then we can perform smoke testing. Okay, so whenever you guys are going to explain the smoke testing, you guys need to mention this point first. Whenever the build is deployed into testing environment, we are going to perform smoke testing. And in smoke testing, what we need to test, the definition is whether the given build is ready for testing or not. Okay, so in smoke testing, what we are going to perform? In smoke testing, what we are going to perform means, in smoke testing, we are going to perform happy path flow. In smoke testing, we are going to perform happy path flow testing. Okay, what is meant by happy path? Happy path is nothing but we can call it as positive testing. Okay, we can call it as positive testing. So we are mainly focusing on key functionalities. We are mainly focusing on key functionalities. Okay, so what are the key functionalities? What are the key functionalities? Key functionality is nothing but so we can call it as, if I'm this particular page, so I'm clicking on next button, the page is redirecting to next page or not. If I'm clicking on next button, the page is redirecting to third page or not. Okay, like this, we are going to perform smoke testing. Okay, so now I'm providing some points here. So smoke testing purpose is to check. Okay, so I already mentioned here in the example whether we can start testing or not. Okay, so smoke testing purpose is to check whether we can start actual testing or not. This is called, we simply call it as smoke testing. Okay, and smoke testing is a basic testing which mainly focused on key functionalities. It's mainly focused on key functionalities. Okay, and smoke testing is a, we can call it as end-to-end flow testing. Is a end-to-end flow test. Okay, smoke testing main objective is smoke testing main objective is to reveal major failures of the system. The major failure is nothing but this is a major failure. If this one is failed, we cannot able to move forward. Okay, we cannot able to move forward. So that is the reason we can call it as, we need to perform smoke testing on the application whenever the build is deployed into testing area. Okay, and smoke testing is a quick test. Smoke testing is a quick test. We can simply call it as quick test. Why we can call it as quick test means, see, the smoke testing end-to-end flow, we can able to complete within half an hour. Okay, you guys need to book a Amazon order. How much time is required?
10 minutes max.
Max 10 minutes. You guys need to book a ticket on Book My Show, how much time is required?
Same 5 to 10.
Okay, so you guys need to book a one bus or one train. Okay, or otherwise you need to deliver one order. You need to order some food in the Swiggy or Zomato. So how much time is required?
5 minutes.
So maximum is half an hour.
Okay.
Right? So within half an hour, we can able to complete the smoke testing. See, any type of application, so the maximum end-to-end flow is maximum half an hour. Okay, so not only this particular application, guys, you guys can see. So you guys need to send one email to your friend. What is the end-to-end flow here?
Login.
You need to open the browser, you need to enter the URL, you need to log in into a particular application, and you need to compose a email, and you need to send a email. Okay, or you need to send a money transfer it from your bank account. So first of all, you guys need to log in into HDFC Bank. Okay, you guys need to add the user. Okay, after adding the user, you guys need to attach some amount, enter the amount, and after that, you guys need to issue some. We can call it as OTP, and you need to enter the OTP, and finally, you guys are sending the money to your customer. Okay, so that is also end-to-end flow. You guys need one insurance policy. Insurance policy directly they are providing? No, we have end-to-end flow. So you guys need to approach the agents. Agents will collect the documents from you. Agents are going to explain what is the process. Okay, what is the insurances are available. Okay, they are going to explain. After that, you guys need to give the documents. And after that, the documents will be giving it to underwriter. Underwriter will approve the documents. After that, he was sending into payment section. So the payment sections are completed. Then you guys are generating one policy. Okay, see, every application, we have a end-to-end flow. Okay, so this is called smoke testing. So why we need to perform this smoke testing means to find showstopper defects. To find showstopper defects. Okay, showstopper simply we can call it as blocker issues. Simply we can call it as blocker issues. Okay, so this is called smoke testing. Okay, you guys are understand when we are going to perform smoke testing, whenever the build is, see, this is the development team, they have created one build and this build will be deployed into testing environment. And whenever the build is deployed into testing environment, first we need to perform smoke testing. In smoke testing, what we are going to do? So in smoke testing, we are going to perform whether we can start actual testing or not, whether we need to focus on key functionalities, and we need to perform end-to-end flow testing. This is called end-to-end flow testing, and to find out showstopper defects. Okay, and major failures. The major failures also we can consider this is a major failure. Okay, so these things we need to find out in the application. So that is the reason we are going to perform smoke testing. Understand?
Yes.
This is called smoke testing. Okay, now next one, sanity testing. Okay, so we have sanity testing. Okay, sanity testing also we can simply call it as sanity testing. I'm going to provide some definition here. So sanity testing is nothing but a before giving it to next level. Okay, so before giving it to next level, we are going to perform sanity testing. Okay, before giving it to next level, we are going to perform this sanity testing. Okay, so before giving it to next level means, see, we have different types of levels. Okay, so we have, this is a development environment. Okay, development is completed. Now testers are performing testing environment. Okay, now we need to send the applications to UAT. Okay, now developers are moving the build into testing environment. Okay, developers are moving the application into testing environment. Okay, now testers, what they have done? Testers are performing testing on that particular tool. Okay, now what is happening? So here the testing, how we are going to perform means, okay. So first of all, we need to focus on smoke testing. Okay, smoke testing is pass. Okay, now smoke testing is got pass. Now what you need to do? You need to execute functional and non-functional test cases. Okay, you guys need to execute functional and non-functional test cases. Okay, while executing, what will happen? You guys are identifying the defects and report the defects to developers. Okay, now developers are fixing the defects. You guys are performing retesting and regression testing. Okay, you guys are performing retesting and regression testing. Okay, now what will happen? So in this testing environment, whatever the build we have received, so each and everything is working fine. Each and everything is working fine. So now we need to deliver this build into UAT environment. We need to move this build into UAT environment. Okay, once our testing is completed, we need to send the bill to UAT customers. Okay, now what will happen? Before moving it to this level, we need to perform sanity testing. Okay, before moving it to this environment, we are going to perform this sanity testing. Okay, how we are going to perform this sanity testing means, see, this already we have completed the testing. Now, how you need to perform means, you guys need to ask the developers, see, could you please deploy the tested build? We have this build is tested in the testing environment. We have already tested the build. Okay, could you please that build into UAT environment? Could you please deploy that build into UAT environment? Okay, could you please deploy the build into UAT environment? Okay, so we have two UATs. I already explained. You guys are remember in the environments concept.
Yes. Testers level and customer level.
So now what will
Right.
happen? Now we guys need to ask the developers. So could you please deploy the tested build into this UAT environment? This UAT environment. Now, so that we are going to test how the tested build. So how the tested build is working in this particular UAT environment. Okay, how the tested build is working on this UAT environment, we need to verify. So that is the reason we are going to ask the developers, could you please deploy the build into testing UAT environment, so that we are going to perform sanity testing. We are going to perform sanity testing. Once this is completed, then we are moving the build into this UAT environment. Okay, so why we cannot directly move into this UAT? Why we need to do this thing? Because of, if you guys are moving this directly UAT, what will happen? The customer, they can find out some issues. Okay, they are going to ask testing team. So that is the reason we are going to ask the customers, the developers, they are going to deploy this environment. Okay, if the tested build, if the UAT environment is working fine, then we are moving the build into UAT environment. Understand?
Yes.
Clear? Naresh, you have any questions?
No, sir.
Okay.
Sir, like here,
Tell me.
functional and non-functional test cases you mentioned, right? Like what
Yes.
exactly means functional and non-functional test cases?
Functional means, see, in functional testing, we have three types. Okay. So GUI, and we can call it as business rules or business role test cases. And we need to perform end-to-end flow testing. Okay. These are all comes under functional testing. This will be performed by testers. We are the black box tester. We are going to perform. Okay, and comes under non-functional testing. In that non-functional testing, there are different types. We can call it as usability testing, compatibility testing, performance testing, and security testing. Okay, so here we can perform So as a tester, we can able to perform usability testing and compatibility testing, but comes under performance and security, we are not going to perform because of we are the manual testers. Okay. Performance testing will be performed by the performance tester and security testing will be performed by the security testers. Okay. So once this all the testing is completed in this particular one, then we are going to move to customer environment. Okay. So why they need to execute those things also? Whether performance is nothing but we can call it as whether the application speed is properly working or not. Okay. Now comes under security. Whatever the application the developers are developed, okay, that application is secured application or not. We need to verify. Okay. After completion of these things, then we are moving it to UAT.
Okay. Like here in sanity testing, we will be testing whole application, right, sir? Like
Yes. End-to-end flow
module
only.
wise, module wise, we will be doing like all negative as well as positive test cases.
Both
Will be
both we can
testing.
perform.
Okay. And what is the major difference between regression and sanity, sir?
See, in companies, we can collect as, see, some of the people they can collect as sanity testing, some of the people they can collect as you can perform regression testing on your application, some of the people they can call it as ad hoc testing, some of the people they can call it as exploratory testing. The company to company, the terminologies are changing, guys. But anything, if you guys are performing regression testing, we need to perform end-to-end flow. If you guys are performing sanity testing, we need to perform end-to-end flow. Okay, any type of application we can do safely.
Okay. Like examples are like we have released. I mean we have one story in our sprint. So
Hmm.
that particular story we will be writing test cases and we will be testing it. Okay.
Yes,
And
yes.
after that, do we need to test the other areas which will be impacted, or only the part in the sprint is there, right? Which is available for us, like which story has been created. Only we will be doing that, or
No,
impacted areas also we do we need to test.
total the application, total application we need to test.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay. So in smoke testing, I'm going to provide some scenarios. Scenario one. Okay. In my project, whenever the build is ready, first we will do smoke testing. If smoke testing is successful, then we will perform detailed functional and non-functional testing. Functional and non-functional testing. Okay. If we observe defects, then we will report it to developers. After getting the fixes from the developers, we will do retesting on the next build to check defect is fixed or not. After successful completion of all the testing activities, we will do regression testing. We'll do regression testing to make sure there is no impact on previously working functionalities. Okay, so previously working functionalities. Okay, now scenario 2. Scenario 2. Okay. after completion of testing activities in QA environment, then we will ask developers to deploy the code in UAT server. Once if code is deployed in UAT environment, then to know how the tested build is responding in UAT environment, we will do sanity test in UAT. Okay, so this is the second scenario. Okay, the definition of smoke testing, sanity testing. Sanity testing definition. Okay, so see, definitions are not required, guys. I'm not interested in definition, but still I'm giving sanity test is not a detailed test performed by test engineers to check whether the application is qualified enough to release it to next level. Okay, so mainly what we are doing, so in smoke sanity testing, why we are doing it, this build is so qualified enough to release the UAT environment. Next level means nothing but a, so we can call it as the quality application we are delivering into UAT environment or not, we need to verify. This is called sanity testing. You guys are understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, some of the characteristics are there. I'm going to provide sanity testing characteristics. Okay, so compared to smoke testing, it is in depth. Sanity testing is more in depth when compared to smoke testing. What we can do in smoke testing? We are going to perform in-depth testing. Guys, in smoke testing, we are going to perform in-depth testing.
No.
No, just we are going to perform the high-level scenarios, the positive flow only. Okay, just we are clicking on next. But comes under sanity testing, we are going to perform in-depth testing. In-depth means if for suppose if you guys are using, so there is a Amazon application. In Amazon application, you are going to provide different types of data. There are some filters are there. You guys need to filter. You need to apply the filters. Okay, but these things we are not going to perform in smoke testing. Okay, understand?
Yes.
Okay, and sanity follows depth first approach, whereas smoke test follows birth first approach. Okay, and sanity may not be scripted approach. It can perform with ad hoc approach also. Okay, see, in sanity testing, mainly we are going to focus on ad hoc testing approach. Okay, whenever we don't have requirements, how we are going to perform ad hoc testing based on our past experience, random testing we are going to perform. So in sanity testing also, we are going to perform random testing only. We are not going to follow any predefined guidelines. Okay, we don't have any test cases for sanity testing. We can directly execute the application. Okay, and the next one, sanity testing will be performed on tested build. Tested build. So fail rate is very low when compared to smoke test. Okay, so here we are getting more the defects. We are getting more defects here. Guys,
No.
here in this environment, we are getting more defects.
No.
No, because of we have already tested this build, right?
Yes.
So maybe we are missing the small defects. We are not getting more number of defects. Okay, so this is called sanity testing. You guys are understand?
Yes, sir.
Any questions? But these two questions are very important questions in real time. Okay, so they are going to ask every interview this smoke and sanity. Without smoke and sanity, without retesting and regression testing, there is no interview. Okay, the next concept we are going to discuss on retesting and regression testing. Okay, but here I need to suggest some of the things here. See, some of the peoples, they can call it as smoke is a sanity, sanity is a smoke. Vice versa, the companies, they are going to call it as. Okay, some of the companies, they can call it as smoke is a sanity testing and sanity testing is a smoke testing. But whenever you guys are explaining what is smoke testing, this is the smoke testing, but they are going to ask, no, this is not a smoke testing. This is sanity testing. They are giving the answers, but you guys need to say that, see, maybe in your company, you guys are following, this is sanity testing, but my company, we are following, this is the smoke testing. But don't confuse here. Okay, they are trying to confuse the students, but you cannot confuse. Okay, you can say that, see, this is the process in our company we are following under smoke testing. Clear, guys?
Yeah. Clear.
Okay, so this is the way we need to follow. Any questions? If you guys are missing anything, please let me know. I can explain. Okay, and the next class will be on Monday. I think Monday we are going to discuss on retesting and regression testing. Okay, I think you all are know retesting, regression testing. What is meant by retesting?
Whenever like any build, I mean any issue has been fixed, then we will be again testing it, right? So
Yeah.
that is
Retesting means testing again and again.
and again.
Okay. Regression testing means we can simply call it a impacted areas checking. Okay. So these are the things we are going to cover in the coming classes. Okay. If you have any questions, please let me know, guys.
Sir, like you will be showing in the end of the session, right? I mean, end of our manual testing, like how we will be creating bugs in the Jira